top 5 best trade packages on Bleacher Report. Shout out to Adam Gretz. So let's kind of take a look at this because I think it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation. I've kind of already talked about it, whether it's Sabres, Rangers. I've said you need to overpay to get this guy. Dallas is not just going to toss this guy away. And I mean, it was shown. They already got rid of Mason Marchment, cleared some cap flexibility. They're going to figure out the Dumba situation. So they would be fine without trading Jason Robertson cap-wise. But I think if you want to get Jason Robertson out of Dallas, you have to overpay. So let's react to Adam's trades here. So one with LA. So the hypothetical trade package, defenseman Brandt Clark, a 2025 first-round pick, and forward Alex Turcotte. I think this is close. I don't think LA does this deal, though, with Brandt Clark in it. So I actually think, talking about aggressive, I actually think it's close. I actually think it is close. I think for LA and Dallas to both be on the same page here, and for LA to also do this deal, I think swap Brandt Clark for Jordan Spence and do an additional first-round pick. So I don't think LA has to worry about being in the situation where they could get a Gavin McKenna for first overall next year, but just for the sake of it, protected top 5. So do 2025 first-round pick. I think they have their 2026. If not, push it out to 2027. So my response here would be Jordan Spence, 2 firsts, and Turcotte for Robertson. You guys might think that's a lot, but I can promise you LA does value Brandt Clark more from what I've heard. So I think that's my perspective there. Next one, New York Rangers. Braden Schneider, Brendan Othman, and first-round pick. Yeah, I don't think this is enough. That's my opinion. I don't think this is enough. I think in this scenario, though, the Dallas Stars do save a lot of cap. Like, they're probably saving about $5 million of cap here with Braden Schneider and Brendan Othman coming in, Robertson the other way. I think the fact that it is a first-round pick on top of Braden Schneider, the Rangers do value Schneider a lot. So I would say it's not too far off. I don't think it's enough, though. I think Braden Schneider, Brendan Othman, first-round pick, maybe add another pick, prospect, something like that. I like the structure, though. I have talked about Braden Schneider going. I would say Dallas probably wants Will Cooley, but I know a lot of Rangers fans don't want him included. So if that's the case, then I would go Braden Schneider, Brendan Othman. And then depending on what Rangers do with their first-round pick this year, of course, they got to make a decision if they're keeping it or not. But I just think, yeah, probably have to add another piece. But it's on the right track because the Stars want that right shot top 4 defenseman so bad. And Braden Schneider would be so good next to Heiskanen and Harley. Heiskanen or Harley, I should say. So, yeah, I think it's close again, but maybe not enough. Oh, Sandin Pellikka. So this one's, again, another one where I think it's on the surface, but does Dallas do this considering Sandin Pellikka's probably not ready to contribute right now at the NHL level? I mean, he could be, but it might be one of those trades where Dallas wants the now versus the future, and maybe that's the reason why they say no to this. But it's very interesting. I think Berggren's on the outside looking in. I will say this, though. If this is this year's first-round pick, I've heard Dallas kind of wants to improve, in this trade at least. They want to improve for the now and for the future, kind of restock that cupboard a little bit. So I think if it's Sandin Pellikka, Berggren, and Detroit's first-round pick this year, 13th overall, like maybe that plus like a second-round pick, Dallas tries to trade up into the top 10. It's very hypothetical, but I think in that scenario, maybe. But if you're watching this rewatching this after, it might not even have to involve this draft. Maybe it's for next year's draft. We'll see. I think Sandin Pellikka is worth a lot, though. So that's the part for me. I value the prospect a lot. He looks like he's going to be a dynamic piece for Detroit if he stays. He could be a dynamic piece for Dallas on a top line with Heiskanen, which would also be pretty electric. A trade with the Calgary Flames, Rasmus Andersson, a first-round pick. Yeah, so I think this would be the perfect fit for Dallas. I just want another piece in there if I'm Dallas. So Rasmus Andersson, first-round pick. Try to think of like maybe a forward that makes some sense for them, but they probably want like a depth forward piece. So Pospisil maybe. Pospisil could be like a perfect fourth liner with some size for the Dallas Stars. So maybe a piece like that. Blake Coleman, 50% retained. Oh my God. I think he's got a Texas connection there.
Sorry, guys, the video cut out for a second, but the last one, the fifth one, was the Hurricanes. And defenseman Scott Morrow, forward Jackson Blake, and a first-round pick. I actually think this is a perfect fit for the Dallas Stars. I know a lot of Hurricanes fans love Jackson Smith, so I think some Hurricanes fans might be a little bit upset about this, but I think Scott Morrow, Jackson Smith, first-round pick, an additional pick. You have to keep in mind, the Hurricanes and Stars made that big trade with Mikko Rantanen. Of course, it was in kind of also leading into a run for the Dallas Stars, potentially to go to the Cup final. They lost, obviously, in the conference final against the Oilers. So how I look at it is this. You either use some of the picks you got from Dallas to send back to like Dallas and Carolina's perspective, and then attach it to Morrow or Jackson Blake. Or it's a scenario where maybe it's like a Svechnikov, and it's not even a Dallas saving cap situation, but it's kind of a Hurricanes going, hey, we want more pure goal scoring, and Dallas wanting, hey, we want a different style of player come playoff time, and that's the swap. But that's a bit of a hot take, I think, as kind of alluded to on the article actually too here. But I do think that Morrow, Jackson Blake, and a first is a good structure. Dallas might want a little bit more, and Hurricanes fans probably are upset to see Jackson Blake go, but you're getting Jason Robertson, a 40-plus goal scorer, so you have to keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, hit the subscribe, like, comment, notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.